Hello everyone, welcome to Three Sprouts Cross Stitching. My name is Marisha. Thank you all for coming in, to those that have seen me before, and welcome in for those that are new. Today is raining and gloomy here in Connecticut. We were supposed to have a baseball game for my middle son Rowan, but it's definitely going to be canceled, so we'll have to reschedule that. Then my oldest son Evan is trying to get the visa process figured out, and this is such a terrible task. It is so hard. I never imagined that there would be so many steps that you would have to do to get a visa. Then my little one, Lincoln, is finishing up kindergarten. This morning he helped me figure out that there's only 13 days left of school, and 2 of those days are half days, so it's even less. They're so excited for the summer. I don't have any stitching in the wild this week, but if you would like your photos to be shown, you can email me photos of you stitching in the wild to the email address in the description box below. Now let's get into what I've done this week. The first one is my 90s stitch along. If you're new here, I've designed this pattern from last week. I did some background work for Hey Arnold, and I did some of Helga's dress. And then I got bored of seeing all the brown over and over again, so I started working up here, and this is going to be Bobby's World, if anybody remembers that show. I'm so happy with how it's turning out. It's exciting to see my own project come to life on this. And this project is kept in this bag, and this is by, oh gosh, this is by Simple Weave Stitches on Etsy. The next one I worked on is the Rainbow Pride Leaf by Simple Weave Stitches on Etsy. It is on just white 14 count Aida. Okay, so this is what I have. And this week, I had to frog this whole section. And it was very frustrating. I had gotten it all done, and then I had to frog it because I was 2 stitches over too far, so it wasn't going to come out right. And then this one lives in this bag, which I bought specifically for this project. And this is by Freedom Walker on Etsy. And I feel like it's just the perfect bag to go with this project. So now the next pattern project that I worked on is the Epic Storybook Princess Stitch project. So this week I did the rest of this tree and her skirt. I might have actually done him too. I'll have to show the picture from last week. And then I did this swirl. So I haven't done a lot on this project in a while, and I didn't even do it a long time ago when I was stitching, because I was intimidated by the size of the fabric in the project. but I decided to just focus on one little spot at a time and not think of the whole picture being done. So yeah, I worked on the swirl and these guys. I'm excited to see which one comes next. I don't know if I'm going to go down or to the side, but that's that one. And then that one lives in this bag. And this one is by Fiddle Feathers. Okay, so the next one I worked on was the Hummingbirds by Owl Forest Embroidery. It's just not going to want to cooperate with me today. So this one is done on, I didn't write it down. Let's see. On 18 count Grace Notes Fabrics Joy to the World. And then this week I worked on these bottom ones. And I feel like this one goes a little bit slower because I'm working on just small motifs where I have to change colors a lot. And not like big chunks of one color. So it goes a little bit slower, but I still like it. I'm going to make it for my mom. And then this one lives in this bag. And instead of using the Called for Flosses by Owl Forest, I picked my own Classic Colorworks and Weeks Dye Works. And then let's go back. So this one, the only thing that I'm not liking is this gold. It's supposed to be more of a lime green rather than like a gold, yellow gold. But I'm going to work with it and just make it work. She won't know the difference. The brain one is next, and I worked on just small bits of it. If you remember last week's, I had a problem with Pattern Keeper where it's just making gray boxes. So that's making it really hard to work to the next color because I can't see which color was just done. But I'm trying and we'll get somewhere. I did a lot on the pink. And this one lives in this bag. By Black Cat Stitchery. And then lastly, I worked on Under the Sea by Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. And then I worked on a little bit here and there, not too much. I know I did some waves and some fish, but I'll show you what was done last week so you can see. But I know I worked a little bit all over the place, not just in one specific spot. And that is kept in this project bag. And this one is by Black Cat Stitchery as well. And then I have a new start that I'm making for my psychiatrist because I will be leaving him after being with him for 5 years. I'll include what it looks like here, but I can't show the printout because it was just the pattern. There was no cover sheet. But this is what I have so far. And this was all in one day that I got this completed. I think this is going to be a pretty fast stitch up. And then that lives in this bag made by Mama Joan. Okay. For my haul this week, I got just a small amount of stuff. I got needles from 123 Stitch, just normal needles. But I had to add something to make it worth the shipping for just the needles. So I got these scissors. Not that I needed scissors, but they were so cute, so I had to get them. And then, oh gosh, okay, so I got Floss Buddies. And these are by Bags with a Z plus USA. And then I also bought the, oh, and with that I got a free needle threader, which I've never used before, and I am glad I got a free one because I now love them. And I went and bought some on Amazon that aren't here yet, but I bought a big chunk, a big package of them so I can use them because they have changed my stitching completely. Now on to the plans that I have for this week. I'm gonna start tracking how many stitches I do on each pattern, and so I can let you guys know. I know I did that before, and I haven't been because I tend to obsess over the number that I'm doing and trying to get to a certain number, and then when I'm not there, like, I'm disappointed, or I put things that need to get done aside to be able to stitch more to get to the stitch count that I want. So I'm going to try not to do that, and I'm just going to track what I do. And then I'm going to work on the Mental Health Matters pattern and try to get that done so I can give it to him before my last appointment with him. And then I also want to do some work on the ABC Dinos by Cloudsfactory. And this is what I have right now. And honestly, it's been so long, I don't even remember what I need to complete. Obviously, I know the rest of the alphabet, but I'm not sure what it looks like or where I have to go from here. And then from there, I'll just work on whatever feels right during that moment, that day. I tend to just pick ones that I feel like stitching on. And I think that's all I have for today. I hope you enjoyed my stitching update, and I will see everybody next week.